Following the departure of Argentine talisman Sergio Aguero, City find themselves in the market for a new striker this summer. Today I'm talking about 3 potential options to replace Serge: Lukaku, Haaland and most rumoured Harry Kane. At some point in the last 6 months, all have been linked with moves to the Etihad this summer, and so I'm going to give my opinions on who Cheeky should pull out the big bucks for this summer. Yes, I'm Alex, welcome back to another video. As usual, leave a like and subscribe, help me try and hit that big 20k by the end of the year. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's discuss which player I think should be City striker for the new season. Also, shout out to the sponsors of today's video, OneFootball. You can download the app completely free of charge by clicking the link at the top of the description. OneFootball is an app that gives you all the latest on all things City, from transfer updates to score updates. If it's not a City you're interested in, then don't worry, because they're covering the Euros this summer as well as over 160 other leagues. If you haven't got the app, go and download it, sort yourself out and you won't regret it. Link at the top of the description. Anyway then, let's get into it. Haaland, Lukaku, Kane. We'll start with Kane. As we know, interest from City is very much there. Romano himself has said we are strongly interested, and that is quoted words there. £100 million bid has already gone in for Kane. It has been rejected. Levy is desperate to keep hold of his star man inevitably. If anything is going to come from this, it will be after the Euros. We know this. It's going to cost us around 150 million, most likely, if we want to prize Harry Kane to the Etihad Stadium this season. That fee may include a player in exchange or players. Apparently, Raheem Sterling, though, is not an option for this. With Kane, there is no risk of a lack of experience. He is Premier League proven. He has 2 golden boots to his name, one of which came this season, as well as a Playmaker award and what probably should have been a PFA Player of the Year award. KDB robbed him of that. I'm all for KDB winning it though. In terms of his Euros performance so far, Harry Kane's performance has been pretty slow so far. It's been a slow start to the Euros, only bagging 1 goal, which did come against Germany in the last 5 minutes, which who knows, maybe that might give him that much needed confidence boost going into the final 3 games for England as they look to bring football home for the very first time since 1966. Kane is known for his excellent shooting ability, short range, long range headers, any of it he can do it all. He's a world class striker, top 2 strikers in the world based off current ability. He's also got an incredible range of passing, as we've seen this season, with him picking up the assist Playmaker award. Kane also often likes to hug wide areas in deeper positions to try and feed the balls into inverted wingers, something that could fit City's system very well, with the likes of Sterling and Mahrez and Foden and Torres all playing in opposite sided wings. Next up we have Erling Braut Haaland. The Norwegian superstar burst onto the scene at RB Salzburg a couple of years ago, scoring some goals in the Champions League against the likes of Liverpool at Anfield. He then went to Borussia Dortmund for £25 million, I think it was, and he went and scored a hat-trick after coming off the bench on his debut. It said all you really need to know. He's a City fan, pretty much. Some say Leeds fan, some say City fan. There's plenty of pictures of him in City shirts. He grew up watching Yaya Toure, David Silva, Vinny Kompany and Sergio Aguero. There's pictures of him at the Cup final in 2014 when we beat Sunderland 3-1. There's videos of him at City versus Feyenoord in the Champions League when Phil Foden made his City debut. He's definitely got some City roots due to his dad being a former City captain. Dortmund do seem desperate to keep hold of their Norwegian talisman though, especially after losing Jadon Sancho recently to Man United for around £80 million. Chelsea are the front runners for this deal so far. That is a talk anyway. Next year though, if no one does buy him this summer, as they want to keep hold of him, there will be a £60 million clause in his contract, meaning that he is very affordable and pretty much gets the pick of the bunch because everyone's going to be going in for him. Everyone's going to pay the £60 million clause. It's then who pays him the most money for his contract. He has proven himself at the highest level, as I said, in the Champions League. The only team he's failed to score against in Europe has been Manchester City so far, and that is John Stones and Ruben Diaz, the most impenetrable of all defences, so it's not really saying much there. He is still only 20 years old, which is ridiculous. He's the same age as Phil Foden. Imagine a front three for the future of Phil Foden, of Erling Haaland, of Ferran Torres. Man, then you add Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, Liam Delap. There's so much exciting young talent in this Manchester City side, especially if we add Erling Haaland to that list. Last season, he managed to reclaim 89 minutes per goal in the Bundesliga. He finished third in the top scorer charts. He only scored 2 of those goals with penalties, and the only 2 players that outscored him were Andre Silva and Robert Lewandowski, which is not exactly saying much because Lewandowski broke the record for all-time Bundesliga goals last season. If Erling Haaland is to sign for Manchester City, I do see it being next summer. However, I can't see it going in from this summer. The 150 million or so that they're going to be asking for is not something that I see as paying for him, which is a shame. I think we should be going in for him, but I can't see it happening in honesty. And if I'm honest, Chelsea the only team I can see him going to if he leaves this summer. If it's next summer, however, I think we've got every chance. Finally, we move on to Romelu Lukaku, former United, Everton player, also former of Chelsea and West Brom. He's been around the block in England and he's always succeeding in England. By United, really, had a pretty shocking time at Manchester United. His first touch was like a donkey, but he has sorted that out very much now. We're starting to see that Everton Romelu Lukaku, that Man United paid, what, 60, 70 million pounds for. Since he's been to Inter, he's sorted himself out. He's looking menacing going forward. Lethal in the Euros so far, with an incredible connection with KDB. One potential reason why this may be a more successful transfer than maybe the other two, we've already seen a very, very solid connection between him and Kev. 2 players that have been playing together in that Belgian national team for many, many years now. He's going for the Golden Boot this Euros. I think he's 2 behind Ronaldo at the moment, who is currently top of the charts. He's got 3 games to do that. He's got a game tomorrow against Italy. If he wins that, he'll be playing against either Spain or Switzerland, and in the final, fingers crossed, he'll be against England. Lukaku's someone very good with his back to goal, slightly different to the other 2 players. He is an absolute bully when he's on the ball. He's literally untouchable. He's an absolute monster on the ball. When he's running, he's difficult to get the ball off. Almost Yaya Toure-like in a sense, but he's further forward up the pitch. He has said he is happy at Inter. He tweeted this a couple of weeks ago when asked about playing for Manchester City, and he said he is happy at Inter Milan at the moment. Obviously, he's going to say that he's not going to come out and say he wants to leave. Inter are in a financial crisis at the moment, hence why Antonio Conte did leave this summer following the Serie A title win. So he would be available on a fairly reasonable price in comparison to the market these days. Only cost around 70 to 80 million pounds, which is a lot, I know. It'd be breaking City's transfer record. However, it would be nearly half the price of an Erling Haaland or Harry Kane, which makes it much more realistic. Although obviously he is about 28 or 29, I can't remember which one. So yeah, that is also notable. Anyway then, we've gone through the players Erling Haaland, Harry Kane and Romelu Lukaku. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Which one of them do you want to see at City next summer? For me, Haaland is number 1. He's young, that 20 years old is major for me. In terms of return on investment, we're going to see a lot from him. If he was to stay at the club for a while, I could definitely see him breaking Aguero's goal scoring record. Haaland's also got that pace factor. He's very, very quick and he's not small either. He's good in the air. Second for me would be Romelu Lukaku, simply due to price, 70, 80 million pounds. Although he's old, I think it's just a much more reasonable fee than the Harry Kane one. He's also got that connection already built with Kev, so you know there's going to be no problems there, meaning he should fit in fairly easily. Plus he's an ex-United player, and I don't know, I just like the idea of signing an ex-United player, especially if he's going to go on and succeed at City. In the third place, I've got Kane. It'd still be great, and I'd still be buzzing if we signed him. But Levy's a pain to deal with. I feel like this saga is going to drag on forever if we're not careful. And I don't want to get dragged too much into Kane. 150 million for someone who's his age is very, very expensive. You're only going to get probably 5 years maybe at the top level. And that's 30 years at 30 million per year. That's an extraordinary fee and it's a lot to pay. So although he definitely will return the fee in the sense that he'll get goals, you know he's going to get 30 goals a season minimum. And he's probably the best goal scorer of the 3 of them. I'm just not too sure he's the one, to be honest. I'm not definitely sure he'd work in our system either. And yeah, for me, the price tag is just a massive put off. I could justify that if we're going for Erling Haaland, because he's so young and he's got so much of a future ahead of him. Harry Kane, not so much. Anyway, that is all from me today. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, as I said at the start of the video. Let's try and hit 100 likes today. And also we're pushing 20k by the end of this year. We've got a lot of vlogs to come, a lot of reactions to come, loads and loads of content to come. Pre-season gets underway in just under a month, so we can start with the matchday content once again very, very shortly. Anyway, that's all from me today. I'll be back again tomorrow with a video talking about England tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you guys then. Goodbye.